Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue unpacking lookalikes. Yesterday we have the sun, which is a box with one horizontal line in it. And today we have another box with two horizontal lines in it. Are they related? Not necessarily. Okay, today's character, simple enough, memorable enough. And wait until I tell you what that is. How it become an eye. Okay, it's actually related in the sense of how a circular thing like the sun was treated eventually. We have to rectangularize it for the ease of writing and to avoid confusing later generations down the line, right? So just like that, we have traditional Chinese looks the same, and 2,000 years ago's version also got the same, except the bottom is more curvious, as we reserve some of the lookalikes of the reality of the eye is actually a little bit more circular than this. Definitely not a boxy, right? Like this boxy eye looks like a robotic, but human eyes are a lot more. Some people say it's almond shapes, but I can see earlier renderings of these different eyeballs. They got all kinds of shapes, and some are more realistic than the others. And eventually, they converge after the standardization of Chinese about 2,000 years ago, and then things start to look like boxy, and that's why Chinese sometimes from the round things, we rectangularize. And also from the eyeball supposed to be looking like this, right? From the horizontal things, we sometimes verticalize it because the framework we're working with, this 2D frame, sometimes it's gravity free. I feel like it's not like we have our eyeballs that's facing toward the earth in this direction. The direction of the eyeball, how it's oriented, sometimes is not related to how we visually see a stand-up person's eyeball will look like. It's in this shape, in this direction, it's more like a sleeping person's eyeball will look to a viewer, right? It's verticalized, and Chinese had no problem sometimes verticalize the bat frame. We verticalize the dog symbol. It's like standing this way instead of like a drawing as if they're laying on the ground. It's supposed to be horizontal, right? So sometimes it's a gravity-free world. Okay, expressions 眉清目秀 to describe somebody who has good facial features. Instead of talking about everything, Chinese mostly looking at the two features, how your brow looks and how your eyes looks. And we would like to use 清 means clearly defined eyebrows. And I mean, eyebrows, drawing eyebrows probably is universal. Back in Chinese ancient times, the cosmetic beauty industry, quote unquote, in today's standard, already existed. So eyebrow, make it more distinctive. The lines are clearer. Was a thing, was the beauty standard back then already. And the 目秀, the eyes look. I guess 秀 means originally this 秀 came from this harvesting, and only those fully grown plants can be harvested. That comes to its full potential, I guess. So when 目 is 秀, that means the eyes look at its peak time. We also have like eye description. As you age, the eyes change color, the clarity around the eyeball, especially like the East Asian eyeballs. We have this strong contrast between your iris and the white part of your eyeball. So this clearly defined eyeballs was used as beauty standard, and in fact, it was the probably visual biomarker to show the usefulness or healthy status of somebody. So when we say 眉清目秀, this pairing of eyes, clear and coming to its peak time, fully grown, as well as clearly defined eyebrows is the beauty standard back then. Okay, 眉目传情. Okay, this one talks about how Chinese flirt. So, if you know a little bit of Chinese culture, is we were probably bodily more confined, restrained culture. Like we're not like Latin. Like they dance, they move, they gyrate. They really liberate their whole body movement. And probably they flirt with their whole body as well. But Chinese kind of, like our body is with invisible bindings on us. We don't move our bodies in a way that's drawing attention to you. I just came across a reel or some short video about how difficult in China for dancers, female dancers, to find their mate. All kinds of reasons, but I guess the top reason is dancers who use their body a lot give a sense of insecurity to men over there. Okay, that's the social perception of who have great body awareness and use their body to communicate and eventually become a professional in the sense of they are teaching others to use their body. And that brings out insecurity in men over there because that makes the woman so attractive. So as a target, as the desirability goes up, and then the guy feels like the competition is too much. They don't even try. They just quit in the front end. All right. Anyway, come back to it. So Chinese habitually, culturally encouraged to communicate very subtly with 眉 and 目. Again, eyebrows and eyes. And I guess probably like this lower part of your face was not as emphasized. Probably because sometimes East Asians like to mask their face. As a public hygiene thing. Probably in ancient times, this face mask was not a stranger there as well to kind of hide your identity a little bit. And then therefore the whole interaction without your other body language falls onto your eyebrows and your eyeballs. And then we use that to 传情, to pass feelings. I guess if you want to pass your feelings, is a Chinese way to say you try to let the other person know you like them. Okay, another social media thing, saying that for ladies to show you're interested in a stranger, okay, in a guy, heterosexually, if, then look at the guy eye-to-eye contact hold it for full 3 seconds. Then the message got crossed without any risk. Then the guy may get it. So apparently this using your stare, using your eye was cross-culturally applicable. And for Chinese especially so, because of this cultural confinement on our body. I eventually come to the US to learn to dance, to use my body in a more wholesome, liberated way. And I feel like that's a big miss in the Chinese education I got from there. And it turned out it's culturally discouraged. So 眉目传情 become the way to go. Okay, 历历在目is a way to say your recall of a memory as if it's right in front of you, as if it's playing out the movie right in front of you, frame after frame. So that's the 历历在目 at your eyes. So you see it as if you relived the experience. So that's the level of recall. That's 历历在目. All right, so here is I look alike by staircases. And I guess architects like to play the idea of rendering human eyeball probably because eye as the entry point to your soul holds such a special significance across culture. And this shape was fascinated and expressed by cultures in different ways. So there we go. We know Chinese, we just box it up with two horizontal lines. Thank you for your time. See you another day.